Dear Masters, my dear friends, my dear gods. To begin with, my humble salutations to Pitamaha Patriji, Swarnamala Patriji, our Grand Master, Prabodh Masterji, and salutations to all the viewer gods. After the meditation session, welcome to the English session of Aatma Deepo Bhava. So we are all enjoying so many wisdom sessions and we have been learning through a lot. So today's topic is service to humans is service to God. So we have Master Meera Pillai with us. She is from Kerala. She is working as a teacher in a junior college. She's been meditating since 2018. She started her journey through Quantum Life University. She is trained in different modalities of healing. She teaches meditation and facilitates healing therapy sessions, especially for children. She started Gudakesha this year and is practicing it. So, welcome, Master Meera. Welcome.
Thank you, Bhavi ma'am. Am I audible? Thank you. My Atma Vandan to my gurus, Pitamaha Patriji, Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi, dearest Prabodh Garu. Atma Vandan to all the dear masters who have assembled here. Thank you so much. And just close your eyes for 1 minute, friends. Let us tune into the energy of all the masters. And whatever we have to assimilate from this topic today, let us open our hearts and our minds and our intellect. Open our gateways to this topic to enlighten us. Thank you. So let us begin. So as Bharti ma'am said, today's topic is Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Service to man is service to God. So before going into what service is, first we should know what dharma is, what our dharma is. So when we talk about this subject, actually, Patri sir has already spoken about this subject. I think he has written a book on it, but it is in Telugu. If you people know Telugu, you can access it. So in that session, he first talks about dharma. Dharma is what our responsibilities are, what our duties are. When we come to this earth plane, just like, for example, when you are taking your children to abroad, into foreign states, foreign countries for higher studies, they have to go there for foreign studies. But going there, they have to do some work there. Along with the studies, they have to do some work. It is mandatory. So like that, when we come to this earth plane, to learn and to grow, to play and to grow, to have experiences and to grow, we also have some roles to play. We are daughters, we are sons, we are parents, maybe we are professionally some doctor, some teacher. Many roles we have to play. We have to play the role of a friend. Many roles are there. So whatever role you have to play, that is your dharma, your duty, your responsibility. That is not a service. Whether you like it or not, you have to do your dharma. Patri sir always mentions it. And he also mentions, we always talk about service to gurus, our masters. We do their pada seva. But he says, according to him, that is not a service. It is the Guru who is serving you. That's the truth. He is abundant, and whatever he is abundant with, he gives it to you wholeheartedly. He is serving with you with that. If it is knowledge, he is serving with that knowledge. And the only thing that we can do is receive it wholeheartedly. That is the only gift that we can give our gurus. Receive it wholeheartedly. Be open when we are before them. So that is also not service. So what is service? When we talk about that, before going into that, let us also look at the soul journeys that we go through all these lifetimes. All of you know that, right? We all have gone through so many lifetimes. What is the importance of those lifetimes? Let us see that. So, when we are in the first levels of soul journeys, like an infant soul, baby soul, or a young soul, when you are in that stage, mostly we are in the tamoguna and rajoguna. Almost a 60% of lifetimes that we had all through these lifetimes, most of those lifetimes we were in the tamoguna and rajoguna. It is in the infant soul stage and baby soul stage, and comes the young soul stage. In the infant stage, we are in the Mooladhara consciousness level, in the Bhuloka. When we are in the Bhuloka level of consciousness, we are playing with the poverty consciousness and prosperity consciousness. It's always about abundance. It's all about our survival level. Somehow we have come to this earth and we have to settle down here. For that, we need khana, pina, sona. We need food. We need to sleep. See? And we have to drink. We have to settle our bodies here. So that is needed. There is nothing wrong in that. But somehow we feel that this is not the way. Something is missing. Then we go to the next level, Bhuvarloga, the Swadhisthana level of consciousness. We indulge in pleasures, enjoyment, we play. And however much we do, this bhoga comes, the desires and the luxury comes. But even after those lifetimes, that many lifetimes, we realize that this is not the way. Something is missing. We are not completely satisfied. So we are in that tamoguna state. We are just enjoying, we are receiving the pleasures. We are the receivers. Then comes the Manipura state, the Swarloga level of consciousness. When we are in the awareness in that level of consciousness state, we feel that somehow I need to control this life, because these pleasures are not eternal. It is going away from me. So I need to control. I should have power in me. We go after money, power. We start to control this life. In all these states, the Rajoguna comes then, because we are in the action side. We are trying to act out. But even then, by all these levels, we understand that something is missing. This is not the way. In all these three levels, we can see that our focus is on the outside world. We are trying to satisfy ourselves from the outside world. We are trying to complete ourselves from the outside world to satisfy ourselves. But later, the viveka comes. The realization starts to happen. We understand that something is missing. Whatever I'm gaining, I'm also losing. Whatever I'm gaining, it is not real, because it is perishing. It is gone somehow. Then we come to the next level, the middle level, the anahata state, the maharloga. We come into relations. we slowly come to this stage of, the soul qualities. We slowly start to think, then what is the meaning of this life? What is real then? Where can I find this happiness? In this level onwards, slowly the service mind starts to develop. We understand that there is something beyond. So in this level, we start to show our compassion towards others. In this level, we are also doing our dharma. We are also indulging in luxuries. Moha and bhoga is there. The desires and the luxuries also there. But slowly we start to serve others also in our own way. Slowly, slowly. Patriji gives beautiful examples for this. In his life on itself, he understood at some level, when he reached that level, he understood that this is not the way. He slowly started indulging in service also, giving service also to others. But he was also having luxuries. He was also doing his dharma. And then comes the next level, the space of Vishuddhi, the Janaloga, where you start questioning, actually, who am I? What is truth? So from this desire to know ourselves, from this desire to know what is the meaning of life, what do I really want? What am I searching for? You understand that when you come to this place, you understand that I'm searching for truth. And what is truth? We start to express our truth. And when we start to express our truth, we go deep into that space where can I find the absolute truth? We start to find a way. From that space onwards, we start to see the reality of the outside world. We realize that the outside world is just a mirrored reality. This earth realm is a mirrored reality. Whatever is inside, it is reflected outside. Yat bhavam tat bhavati. So you understand that whatever I am, everybody is reflecting me that. Everything around me is reflecting me that. If I am seeing somebody as angry, that anger is also inside me. If I see a beautiful flower and I feel happiness, that beauty is also inside me. That happiness is also inside me. It is coming from me. Mind to matter. We create our own reality. We slowly start to realize that. And if you can't accept the anchor in that person who is in front of you, it means that you can't accept a part of you. When we can't accept a part of ourselves, how can we be complete? How can we be happy? How can we be in that blissful state? So slowly these realizations starts to come up. When these realizations starts to come up, we also move more into service, because whenever you serve the other person, you are actually serving yourself. Whenever you serve an animal or a plant, you are actually serving yourself. We come to that realization. Patriji says in that, when he came into that space, he slowly started to lessen his luxuries. His desire for luxuries, the bhoga, slowly lessened. He was doing his dharma. He was taking care of his family. But he had the habit of, for example, he had the habit of playing cards. He slowly stopped doing those things. And whichever time he got as free time, he engaged into inwards. He started looking inwards. He started to know himself more. In this level, we can also check ourselves, how we are doing it. When we come to these levels, slowly the service starts to happen. So as we said earlier, dharma is not service, but our whatever we are doing for our parents is dharma. But if another parent, if an old people come to our house and stay there, whatever we are doing for them with compassion, with love, that is service. Whenever we are doing something for another children, if we know music, he says, if we know music, if we teach them music without expecting any result, just out of our love, because we slowly start to connect inside. Inside means our soul. When we start to connect to that soul level, we start understanding the soul qualities. The soul qualities blooms. Love comes, compassion comes. So that becomes service. Whatever we are abundant with, we start giving back to the world. That becomes service. So then comes the Ajna level, the Tapoloka. So we start understanding what our truth is. Completely understands what our truth is. I am the Madhava. I am the soul. I am that which I was searching for. I am that consciousness itself, and none other than that. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. In this level, after the Viveka, the Vairagya came, right? The Vairagya for all the pleasures and all the luxuries is gone. It lessened. And we focus more on dharma and service. Then in this level, on the Ajna level, these are all the transformations that happen in our life. We master Shat Sampat. Shat Sampat means mastery of the 6 senses. When we master our senses, the senses become a tool for our just to get information from the outside world. In the other lower stages of our life, when we were in the Tamoguna and Rajoguna, we were using our senses for pleasures, for indulgence in pleasures. Now we have mastered these senses and we are using these senses to get information from the outside world. And we are using our inner senses, the inner hearing capacity, to go inwards. When this mastery comes, we master our ego. In that third eye level, we completely master our ego. When we master our ego, we can use this ego as a tool, just as a tool so that the soul can express, the soul can function through this ego. We can see that people like Patriji, people like Prabodh Garu, they can use their anchor if it is needed at that moment. They are not the slaves of their anchor, but they are the masters. Whichever emotions they have to take up and use it for the highest good of the other soul who is in front of them. They are making use of it. They are serving with their ego. We come to that level. In this level, we become the emperors of service because we completely sacrifice our luxuries and we come completely into service. When Patriji came into the stage, first level, he knew that we need service. We need to do service. He was also doing his dharma and he was also indulging in luxuries. At the second stage, luxuries lessened. In the third stage, he completely reduced his luxuries and completely focused on his dharma and service. I think fully into service. We can show so many people, so many emperors like this. Mother Teresa completely sacrificed her life for the upliftment of humanity. Buddha, He sacrificed his whole kingdom, his life, to become an emperor and serve the whole humanity, not only his kingdom, the whole humanity. We have here in Kerala a magician called Mudukad. He's an internationally acclaimed magician. He's so famous. But now he has completely sacrificed his house, his whole wealth, and he has built a school for the specially challenged children who are autistic. Friends, those children are high dimensional beings who has come to this earth, and it is very difficult for them to be in this body. Their level of energies are like that. What he does is that he tries to find out the talents of these children. He polishes it and makes it a gem, and he's giving back these children to society. The emperors, Mahatma Gandhi, the way he served this humanity, although he was a freedom fighter, he did a social service also. But at the same time, why he is known as an emperor of service? So when I say that, the example of Mahatma Gandhi, we also should know that there are two kinds of service: social service and spiritual service. We are coming to that. The moment we started slowly getting into service, when we were in the Anahata level, when we were in the heart space, slowly we start serving others, other people, children, animals, plants. Most of it are social service. We are helping humanity. When we take the case of Gandhiji, he was also doing social service. But at the same time, he was an emperor of service. Why? Because he was also serving the souls. Because he told us, hey, you are a soul. You are not supposed to live the life of a slave. Ma'am, just a minute. Can you see me? Bharti ma'am? 1 minute.
Oh, we are not seeing you. Sorry.
1 minute, just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So thank you for the video. I remembered in the stage, the I is gone. When we master the ego, the I, that thought is gone. And we just become a channel for the higher consciousness to flow through us, to act through us. That is when we become the emperors of service. Because we are in complete service of the higher consciousness. That is what happens. That is why we always remember these masters, Ramana Maharshi, Patri Sir, Mahatma Gandhi. All of them, they renounced their I, their individual consciousness, and they merged with that higher consciousness. He gives a beautiful example of Godavari River. Godavari River, when it starts from Nasik, it is just a drop of water. But on the go, it served and served and served. It did many service, and slowly it acquired a lot of water. And when it merges into the ocean, it becomes a great river. Because of its service, we worship it. Because of their service, we still remember these masters. We consider them as gods, the reflection of gods, because they are the reflection of gods. They are the higher consciousness flowing through them. So, Mahatma Gandhi, yes, when he did the social service, he also said that be fearless. That is the quality of a soul. Hey, you are a soul, you are Madhava. Don't be afraid, be fearless. Have ahimsa, walk on the path of ahimsa, because that is the first quality of our soul. Ahimso paramo dharma. He reminded us that. That is why he could give such a revolution all through the humanity, not only for India. He is remembered all through the world. So these are the masters. So friends, when we come to this space, when we come to this level of consciousness, when we serve from this level of consciousness, we feel that happiness. When you understand the truth, the absolute truth, that I am that consciousness, aham brahmasmi, then this realization comes, yes, I was searching for this all through my life. Now I am complete. Now I am satisfied. Then we understand that all through these lifetimes, from the moment when we were an infant soul, we were searching for this satisfaction. But it was not there. So when we get the satisfaction by knowing who I am that consciousness, I am complete, we also become empty. When we remain empty, we are complete, because the consciousness flows through us abundantly to the outside world, to others. When this happiness comes, when this ananda comes, we also want to share it with others. Then whomever we see around us, we tell them that, hey, you are not a man. You are just a spirit going through this body, having experiences through this body. You are a Madhava. You are not just a man, you are a Madhava. When we give that wisdom to others, when we help others to experience this truth, when they become happy by knowing themselves, the satisfaction that we get is amazing. That is the true result of service. So, service is not at all result oriented. We are not expecting anything from that. It comes out of our abundance. It comes out of our bliss state. Whatever our Prabodh Garu is doing now, this is an absolute example of service. Because he is in that ananda state, that ecstasy, that bliss. And he wants others also to experience that. Because we all are that consciousness. And out of his abundance, he's flowing. Just like mother's milk is coming out of her breast. Whenever she is happy, she's joyful, she's content. She wants to give out her love for the baby. If she's not giving that, if the baby is not receiving it, she feels so pain in that breast because that milk is not flowing. The breast is empty. But when this love is flowing, when this higher consciousness is flowing through her breast towards the child, it is full, but it is empty at the same time. Just like that, the abundance is flowing through these masters. They are not expecting anything in return because they are complete. They don't want anything in return. So the absolute spiritual service is the absolute service, the highest level of service. When we are helping others to get enlightenment, get the realization, get the taste of who they are. when we show them the paths. All the PSSM masters are the emperors of service. Whichever way they can do it. Some people are giving Atma-jnana to others. Masters, they are giving Atma-jnana. And all the souls who have incarnated with them, all the souls, we all who have incarnated with Patri Sir, Prabodh Garu, we all are doing service in our own way to get this wisdom, reach out to others. We all are doing a wonderful service, the spiritual service, the highest service that we can do without expecting anything in return. And the satisfaction comes. So the social service means it is like we are giving food to others. If somebody is hungry, we are giving food. The highest service comes when we are teaching them to make food, to prepare food. Hey, you are also powerful. We empower them. That is the word. We are not giving our power to them. We are reminding them that, hey, you are also a soul. You are powerful. We help them to see their power. We empower them. That is the difference of social service and spiritual service. In social service also, we are doing service. Because all the stages, all the levels of this consciousness, that all the lifetimes that we have gone through, it is very important, friends. Why? Because to know what we are, first we should go through what we are not. We went through all the pleasures, all the happiness. But we are not that. And in that level, we actually accumulate our ego. And that is also needed. The ego is needed so that the soul can act through it. In one level, it goes out of our hand. The ego becomes the master. But then on this journey, we all come to this space where we master our ego and the I is gone, and we serve humanity to show that we all are masters. So in this Ajna level, we understand that Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. In the Satya Loga, when we come to this nirvanic level of consciousness, we understand that Sarvam Galvidam Brahma, all are that. First we understand I am that consciousness. Then we understand all are that consciousness. Everything around me is that consciousness. The consciousness solidified in the form of matter. Then comes the happiness to serve everything in whichever way we can. The essence of us comes out. It is like the blooming of a flower. When the flower blooms out of happiness for this life, the fragrance comes out beautifully in abundance. It is unlimited. It is freely available to everyone. Just like that, the master is available to everyone. Just like the sun is available to everyone. But it depends on how open we are to receive that. However much we receive, it depends on our openness. The sun is available. The master is available. Depends on our patrada. Patrada means however open we are, whatever level we are, we acquire that much. So in this stage, when the master comes to that stage, his essence blooms out. Some people serve through music, like Tulsidas, Kabir. They are giving this Atma-jnana, the taste of that essence of that Atma-jnana through their poetry, through their music, through dance. We dance out of bliss. The art forms comes out. Some people teach. Masters like Prabodh Garu, Patri Sir, Dr. Newton, they teach. In many ways, it flows out. The essence of those masters flows out. And it is freely available throughout this world. it becomes karma yoga then. We are doing the action, karma, with yoga, with union with this consciousness. That is the difference. We are in union with the consciousness. We are one with that consciousness. Then it is not result oriented. The I is not asking for any result. We are complete. So friends, whenever we get a chance to be in union with our inner world, the inner guru, connect to that guru, connect to that essence, and serve people with the soul qualities, with our compassion, our kind heart, our metta. Buddha always talked about metta, loving kindness. It is this loving kindness that could transform the lower level of consciousness man to a monk. I think it was Pardi ma'am or somebody else who talked about that. Angulimala. He was in the Tarmoguna state, but he could jump into that state of truth. From this level to that level, he could jump. He transformed into a monk because he was open to that loving kindness of Buddha. It was that loving kindness of Buddha that touched him and transformed him into a monk. So whatever we are abundant with, serve with that. If you are sitting here, it means that you are already in that path. Serve the message of vegetarianism because it is important. I would like to give you an example of how our consciousness level can transform. Patriji always says that we should serve animals. We should always nurture animals with us. We should take animals as our pets and give them a chance to live with us so that they can also transform to a higher level of consciousness. Here at our house, we had a street dog. And when we moved to my husband's ancestral house, there was a street dog and she was very friendly with us. When she gave birth to the first set of kids, the puppies, they were all so fearful of us. They will not come near to us. Even when they grow up with us also, they were not ready to come near to us. That was the fear that the mother have gone through from the outside world. She's so fearful of people, but she was friendly to us. But through our interactions, when she became pregnant again, and when the next set of children came, all the puppies were so fearless and so friendly to us. See the level of transformation that happened within that small period of time. They can also go to the next level of consciousness. They can also take the birth of a human and realize the beauty of the soul, the greatness of the soul in their next lifetime when we serve these animals. Trees are also like that. How beautiful they are. They are realized. They know who they are. The mango tree knows who it is. Only when we know who we are, we can give the fruits to the world. When it is complete, when it is fully happy, it freely gives out its fruit to the world. It serves the world with a mango. A jackfruit tree serves the world with a jackfruit because it knows that it is a jackfruit tree. So only when we completely know who we are, we can completely serve this humanity to show them that, hey, you are the Madhava. I have realized I am the Madhava. And Madhava himself is the witness consciousness. He's the representation of witness consciousness. And seva, the social service itself, if you are doing the social service, the beauty of social service is that it purifies our mind and our heart. And so however small you are doing service, it is good. Increase it. Increase the level of your service. It purifies our mind and our heart. It purifies our ego, and it helps us to, it prepares us for our Atma Jnana. So along with the studies of spiritual science, along with our dharma, we also have to serve humanity. We also have to serve our animals and trees. We also have to do the service so that we can come to the ultimate level and we can do the ultimate service, become the emperors of service. These transcendental souls, they have gone out of karma, they have gone out of birth and death, they have attained moksha, but they are coming back out of their compassion just to serve humanity, just to serve these Madhavas, to remind them and to take them back to their real space. That is the beauty of service. So last, I would like to give you an example of a story. I would like to tell you a story. Ma'am, is it okay? Yes. There was a story that happened between Krishna and Arjuna. So Krishna was always praising Karna about his dana dharma. And Arjuna couldn't take it. How can you say much about Karna? I am serving humanity more than him. So Krishna decided to give him an experiential example. So what he did was that he immediately transformed a hill into a hill of gold. And he told Arjuna to share all this gold with a group of villagers where a calamity had happened recently. They had to go through a disaster and they are facing the impact of that disaster. So it will be helpful for them if you give out these gold coins. So Arjuna decides that Krishna is testing me. He knows that. So he wants to make sure that everything goes properly, that I am a dana dharma. He wants to make sure of that fact. So what he does was that he himself he took the role. He understood that it is his duty, it is his responsibility. He took it as a responsibility. And he himself with his hand, he gave out these gold coins to all the villagers. And with his intellect, he judged all those people who were coming, how much they need. If some people are coming, he feels that they are rich, they don't need much, he gave them in lesser quantities. Like that, he did the purpose. In the evening, the hill was just the same. He couldn't serve out much. The hill was just intact. Then Krishna took him to Karna. Arjuna disguised himself in the form of a Brahmin. And they went to Karna. And Krishna gave the same story to Karna. He transformed the hill into gold and he asked to disperse this gold to the villagers who are in disaster. So Karna, what he did was that he assembled all his officers and asked them to stand around the hill so that nothing goes wrong. People will not do any fight. And he called all the villagers and asked them to go by themselves and take as much as they want. Arjuna couldn't digest this. So after in the evening, what happened was that there was only a little bit left. All the gold was gone. Whatever was left, Karna asked the officers, the soldiers, to build a dam and other necessities in the village for the villagers. So Arjuna asked Karna, why did you give your gold without judging them, without having a proper judgment? How can you easily tell them to take and to go and take however much they can? Why did you do that? So Karna said, it is not my gold. I'm just a channel. It is Krishna's gold. He wanted the villagers to get this gold and to live an abundant life. Whatever Krishna has imagined, whatever was his intention, it was done. I'm just a channel. Who am I to judge these people? It is Krishna's intention, and for Krishna, they all are Madhavas. All these villagers are Madhavas. I'm just a channel. I'm just doing my duty without expecting any return, any result, without expecting any benefit from that. He could remove his I at that moment and just become a channel for Krishna, for the higher consciousness to act through him. So with this message, thank you, friends, for giving me an opportunity to serve you all. Thank you, Prabodh Garu, deep from my heart, for giving me this opportunity to serve you all. And you are all serving me by giving me a chance to hear whatever I want to say, this wisdom. Thank you so much. Any sharings, any questions? Welcome.
Beautiful session, Meera. Ji, thank you so much, and wonderful story. It is really enlightening.
Thank you. Thank you.
So any sharings?
Thank you,
Please
ma'am.
speak.
Yeah. Thank you. The session was so beautiful and nice. I understood so many things. And I wanted to ask a question.
Yes.
What is the sole purpose of mentally retarded children?
Yes. So,
Yes.
ma'am. So there are many purposes. It is actually individual. For example, if I want to experience what compassion is, I can take many lifetimes. I can take many roles to learn compassion. First, I need to learn what compassion is not. So maybe I will be born to parents who are so cruel to me, or a society which is very cruel to me, because then through that I understand this is not compassion. Then I question, then what is compassion? Then I slowly move on to the next lifetimes where I slowly learn these things. So things like that. You can take many lifetimes, many roles to learn one simple thing. So these mentally retarded children, some people are clearing their karma with the parents. They are teaching they are helping the parents to learn something. Maybe they are helping them to learn patience. They are helping them to learn compassion. They have to be patient and compassionate with these children. So the parents are helped. Sometimes in earlier lifetimes, maybe the parents have helped them a lot in this condition and they are giving it back. That can also happen. These autistic children, most of them are coming from other dimensions, multi-dimensions, and their energies are so big that it is very difficult for their energy to solidify, to come into this matter form, into this body form. So some malfunctions happen, but their presence itself on this earth is a great service for the humanity. We are not realizing it, but they are making a grand progress, grand transformation on this earth. That also happens. So there are many reasons and purpose for these lifetimes. In some lifetimes, when we are mentally retarded, we understand the value of service that is being given to us through the parents, through the teachers, all the caretakers, how they are serving us. The soul understands it. The soul experiences it. we learn through that also. So it varies. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Vindhya, go ahead.
Namaste, very nice topic. I'm on the journey of Seva. So this topic helping me a lot. Ma'am said that before knowing who we are, just like for example, what they told that a tree knows who it is. So it is serving as a, for example, a mango tree, so that it can give a fruit. So by knowing who we are, we can serve. That helped me a lot today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a few more clarification on this point?
Yes, ma'am. So before knowing who we are, there is some level of mind is acting through us.
Yeah.
All our conditioning and our understanding is working through us. But it is okay. But when we have the clarity of our blueprint, why we have come here, what is the purpose, who am I, and the spirit going, having the experience of an earthly life through this body, through this mind, through these feelings, I am experiencing life and I am realizing my qualities. When we understand this, it is with much impact we can serve humanity. That is why it is said that when we know who we are, the completion happens, the beauty happens. With the essence, the bloom happens, the flowers, fragrance comes out. Other than also the plant is helping us, the plant is serving us, the tree is giving us shade. See?
Yes.
Some herbs are helping us, like medicinal plants. It is also helping us. But the fruit, that is the most valuable gift for this world, right? Like that. So any level of service is beautiful. But the absolute level of service is the most beautiful gift that we can give to this humanity. That is why Ramana Maharshi says, our own enlightenment is the highest service we can render to this humanity. Prabodh Garu always mentions that. Our own enlightenment, wish for that, intent for that, a quick enlightenment, because that is the best gift that we can give to this earth. Because we know that from that moment onwards, when we are enlightened, we know that I am empty. All are one. There is no separation between others. That's the beauty. When we know who we are, we also know that whomever we see around us is a part of us. There is no separation. When we are one, that is the most beautiful thing that can happen. That is the difference between social service and spiritual service. That is the difference between serving after knowing who we are and serving before knowing who we are. Slight difference, but it's okay. It is a journey. Every level of the journey is important. That is how we learn.
Serving others is serving ourselves, actually, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You got the point.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I would like to add one more example, ma'am. So while once I went to Quantum Life University of Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi with my family for his birthday celebrations. And what happened was that my elder son, after coming from that place, after we were coming back to our home from QLU, throughout the journey, he was sleeping and he was dreaming something and he was saying aloud QLU, QLU, QLU. The moment he woke up from that sleep, he said, from this moment onwards, I will be a vegetarian.
Wow.
See the transformation that happened just visiting that place and being in the presence of those masters. He was open to their wisdom. He was open. His consciousness was open as a child. He was hugging their consciousness, and the transformation was immediate. And from that moment onwards, he's a vegetarian. We were all vegetarians, but he was sticking on to some pleasures. But he completely renounced that, and he is an inspiration for many. Sometimes he upsets people by telling that you are doing wrong. He tells that truth in front of others. So whenever we are in front of a master, however open we can, be that. Be open. The transformation is immediate. That is the beauty of Gudakesha also. The essence of Prabodh Master, when he bloomed as a flower, Gudakesha came and he's serving with that. When you see him in person, when you are in the presence of that master, the transformation is amazing, immediate. We are realizing that we are not Madhava because he's seeing the soul in us. He's not seeing this body or this mind. Mother Teresa, when she was actually serving the humanity as he was treating the bodies, but she was also an emperor. Why? Because she was seeing the soul in each person. She was showing compassion to the souls. That's the beauty. Whenever you get a chance to experience Gudakesha, it is amazing wisdom that is flowing through this master. Be open to that. Thank you.
There's a question here. Madam, according to you, what are the real qualities of man? Give some examples.
Real qualities of man. When we say man, the real qualities are good and bad, both. We are a mixture of good and bad. When we accept that, both sides, when we accept the light and the dark, we need darkness. When we are in the womb of our mother, it is dark. The plants are growing during night time. They acquire all the light in the daytime. They acquire all the nutrients in the daytime, and they are growing in the night time when it is dark. When something bad is happening in our life, like these mentally retarded children, they are going through that dark space. The parents are going through that dark space, but we learn some wisdom from that. We acquire our long lost qualities. This earth plane is like amnesia. We forget who we are. This game is a forgetful remembering game that is happening in this earth plane. First we forget who we are, then we slowly remember who we are. For that, darkness is needed. So we have some bad qualities and good qualities. We are a mixture. Man is a mixture of those qualities. When we accept that wholeheartedly, we can go back to our soul. Then we get the glimpse of the soul. The light is coming out. Then we see the light. And the soul qualities then awakens, like ahimsa, compassion, all the soul qualities. Aparigraha, non-possessiveness, non-interference, don't interfere in anybody's life. All these qualities slowly rises up. I hope I gave answer to your question, ma'am. Yes.
Lakshmi RK. Are you okay with this answer, or you need some more light on that?
Okay, madam, it's enough.
Okay, that's good.
So,
I can just add one point on that, so that you can understand, because you have asked for some examples. The thing is, even in that levels of consciousness we discussed, right? Actually, the life of man, there's two truths to it. They are parallelly, means the physically, the front end, That is also true. And the subtle, the soul is also true. So the means when it comes to physical, as Meera Master says, it is a combination of good and bad. But when it comes to soul, it's only bliss. It's only compassion. And it's like means there is no, that's what, like there are no physical qualities in that soul. Means there is no anger, there is absence of anger. What is the true quality of the soul is it's never born, it's never dying. Like Adi Shankaracharya says, neti neti neti. So means to the physical mind we can't tell the qualities of the soul like that. That is why Adi Shankaracharya is using is, it's never born, it's never dying, it can never be killed. So it doesn't have any relatives nor anything. It's just pure existence. What is that pure form of existence is? It's only bliss. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That is the nature of everybody at the subtle level. But at the physical level, we are a combination of maybe whatever is the experience of that soul evolution, or whatever we say, right? From Mooladhara to Sahasra, depending upon the experience, the physical the characters are executed. But there is nothing superior about it. I got this from David Hawkins' book. According to the consciousness, Buddha is also same, a thief is also same. So that's what, like, even Buddha lived through his life showing that he never discriminated between people. Means some people insulted him sometimes, but the next day when he met Buddha and they asked for forgiveness, Buddha said, why forgiveness? Because he had already, means he lives only in the moment. That is the true quality of the soul. So living only in the moment, present moment. So I hope this clarifies.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, anybody else? Okay, so we are concluding. We will give still 1 more minute. Meera Master, can you conduct 1 minute of meditation and then?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Please close your eyes, friends. Relax your body. Whenever we are completely accepting our present moment, we are relaxed. Whenever we are accepting our good and bad qualities without any judgment, that moment we realize we are beyond those qualities. We are that Chitananda. Then we relax. Accepting everything that is happening around us. Still remembering that the true essence is beyond that, helps us to remain in this bliss state. Be open to this life. Open your hearts. When we relax our body, we become a channel. We open and we allow the consciousness to flow through us. And we are not affected with anything. Always in touch with Ananda. With a deep breath, feel your body. Feel the state you are sitting. Slowly rub your palms. Giving your Atma Bandhan to all the masters who are seen and unseen masters who are assembled here in this satsanga. Whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you, my dear masters. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to meet you all, to serve you all. Thank you, Bharti ma'am. Thank you, Prabodh Garu. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank you,
for the
Master.
wonderful session. Yeah, just there's one more clarification needed by Mr. Shankar. He's telling that actually there's nothing good or bad. Everything is under karma. That is perfect, sir. But what we meant in the physical thing as good and bad is some things have consequences, right? So, like for example, when I don't drive the car properly and somebody is approaching, if I don't apply the brake, then the somebody else it is harming somebody else. So when you're certain things in the physical plane, that those actions which we don't want the consequences to see. For example, if I eat a green chili, then I'm my digestive system hurts, right? So such things we are terming means not here when we say good and bad, it's not in the eyes of consciousness that we are telling good and bad. It is just at the moment when the physically we don't desire certain results, like I don't want to burn my digestive system, so I avoid. And as Patriji master says, like no killing animals. Look, so that certain things we at a different level we see from that angle, it is good or bad. Like we say people, right, not to kill, have vegetarian food, we say that, right? So it is only in that point of view we say we are telling good and bad. Otherwise everything is happening according to karma only. So this is a deeper sense, like there are subtle truths, there are physical truths, so somewhere sometimes they contradict, so it is going into deeper things. So it was just like that we mentioned. So I hope
Yeah. I would
yeah,
like to add, na?
yeah,
So till the moment our mind is there, we are in this earth plane. And because whatever we see around us is created by our mind. From our mind, we create this reality. Till that moment, there is good and bad. There are sometimes guilt will come, sometimes blame will come, because we perceive things as good and bad, right and wrong. This earth plane is all about duality, dvaita. When we come to the higher levels, when we touch the truth that this is not the truth, it is only the game of the mind. It is with the mind we perceive everything as in this polarity, in this duality. When we understand this truth and when we go inwards and we feel the consciousness level, when we see truth from the level of consciousness, then we start to see there is nothing good and bad. These are just experiences for the soul to evolve, to understand its own qualities. We have to play some dramas here. We go through good and bad, but we see the Advaita, that which is real, that which is not in the polarities, that is just balanced. When we start to see that, this good and bad slowly vanish by itself. This is an organic process that will happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Today I was like, as your name says, Meera, I remembered Meerabai, the true essence. So lot of enlightening experiences. Very, very fortunate for this session. I think everybody is agreeing. So you have got all kudos from everybody. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. So my humble gratitude for again Pitamaha Patriji and our Grand Master Prabodhji, who are behind this to happen, and to all the technical team for giving their time, supporting, and those who are organizing team behind the screen, front of the screen, for everybody. My humble gratitude to each and everyone for making this session happen. So we will see you tomorrow. And once again, gratitude to you, Master Meera. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.